All right, here I'm under the hood of my Excursion. This pretty much goes for all Ford trucks. My cruise control stopped working in my truck, and I think I about a week I'm like, all right, I'll get around to fixing this. It's not a problem. I'm under the hood doing my oil change, and I'm like, hold on a second here. My master cylinder was like all the way down low. I'm thinking, what the hell's my master cylinder doing being so low? I'm like, I'm gonna have to put some fluid in it. And then I got thinking, like, all right, hold on a second here, why would this thing be leaking? I looked at my brakes, I'm like, I got good disc brakes all the way around it, and it shouldn't be that problem. So I come back up here and I'm like, you know what, let me look down in here. So down in here, I'm like, I had oil all over this, brake fluid all over this wire loom. So, and anybody knows these Fords, maybe you don't, but this little wire loom you see here is the, you can see it in here, it's the recall wire loom. Basically, I had a recall because of this sensor. Ford designed it, it's a pressure sensor, and they were the ones that were causing the fires. A lot of people don't know that either, but this sensor here would always be in the on position, and they would short out, cause a fire, burn up your brake fluid, which is flammable, and your whole vehicle go poof. So Ford, their fix was to put two fuses in line, basically unplug the plug from the master cylinder, and plug into the plug a adapter setup that had two fuses, and then plug it back into your master cylinder. Okay, can't really see it, but anyway, so I'm thinking, crap, I unplugged, and this is after the thought because I went on vacation last week and I had to use the truck, and I literally, in the middle of doing everything, I'm changing this, so I didn't do the video for the repair, which is really not a big deal. But this thing's all nasty and covered with dirt and all kinds of crap, but also was leaking oil. It was coming right through it, and it was filling up the plug with brake fluid. So this pressure switch deactivates your cruise control. So basically, as soon as you step on the brake, this pressure switch deactivates your cruise. And when this fails, probably 9 times out of 10, when this pressure switch fails, the cruise control is deactivated. It shuts it completely off. So I went to the auto parts store, got a new one of these, which I come to find that they redesigned it, and it doesn't look like anything like this. So I'll show you what the new ones look like. And they all, see what the new one looks like? They all look like that. They all have the same, they're probably all made by the same manufacturer. So, and I was like, I looked online, I'm like, that can't be the right one, it doesn't match, but there's the part number for the switch interrupter. So if you have a diesel or gas Ford where the cruise control stops working, I would look at this first, before you look at anything else. Before you check your fuses or anything, make sure you don't have brake fluid leaking from this. And this literally just unscrews and you screw it back in. Now, you're supposed to bleed the brakes. I unscrewed it, and I'm not going to say this is the right way to do it, but I unscrewed it, screwed the new one back in, and before I put it all the way tight, I had one of my kids actually step on my brakes. So what that does for me, bled the air right here, right where it's screwed into. Step on it, oil shot out of it, pushed all the air out, and then as soon as I had them holding it, I cranked it tight. I mean, it may not be the right way, and I'll probably go back later and, bleed all my brakes, because I'm going to put it up in the air soon and just double check all my brakes and everything. So I'll bleed it, but it stops fine. It doesn't pull one way or the other. I don't feel any mushy pedal. Everything seems like it's the way it's supposed to be. So not the right way to do it, but that's the way I did it for now, until I get around to actually bleeding all 4 brakes on this. But I say pretty much, real quick, pull this thing out, pull it out, Put the new one in, screw it almost all the way tight, step on the brakes, blow all the air out of the master cylinder before, you know, I wouldn't go all the way tight. You got to make sure there's enough for the air to come out of this, you know, and then step on it and you should be good for now. But go back later and bleed all 4 brakes, you know. So that's it. Change this if you have a cruise control problem. Put the new one in, plug it back into the harness, and you should be good to go.